Good morning, girls. I'm like setting up two cameras. Anytime I'm trying to film horizontal and vertical content at the same time, I feel like I'm like trying to pat my head and rub my tummy at the same time because I'm like, wait, which one is which? But I think we've got it down. Good morning, girls. It is a very chilly, gloomy day today, and I have just finished off my clean, simple eats and a protein coffee. So we are doing really good, sitting at 65 grams of protein right now. And I am chilled to the bone, and I have a ton of things that I need to get done today, including I am the media room helper for Ronan here in exactly 45 minutes. So I'm going to do a quick rebounding session. One, because of the health benefits, lymphatic drainage, to get things pumping, to get the oxygen flowing in my body. Also, in addition to that, on days when I need to be very sharp mentally, I like to do at least 50 to 100 jumps. It's more like 100 jumps, at least 100 jumps, because it does incredible things for my cognition and my mental acuity. So I like to come down here and get this quick rebounding session in. In addition to that, as I said, it was a very cold, rainy day. I'm not able to get outside and to get my steps in. So I've been running around cleaning the house this morning, getting the kids off to school. It's another solo mom week that I'm having. I feel like that is just our new way of life, pretty much. And I've had to kind of come to terms accepting that. If you have been with me for 7 years, then when I first started putting out content, that's exclusively the content. Well, I did health and wellness content, but all of my day in the life and vlogs that I did 7 years ago, don't go back and watch those. I was nowhere near as comfortable on camera as I am today, but it was all solo mom. And so I feel like I have to come to terms with like, this is just the new way of life over here. But on these solo mom weeks, when I have to be super sharp, super efficient, get as much done as I possibly can during my workday, because I don't have as much flexibility. And then by the time that I get the kids to bed on my own, because typically Kaya would put Ronan to bed, I would put Sawyer to bed. But typically by the time I get both of the kids to bed, it's like 9:30, 9:45 at night, because we have so many late night soccer practices. That I just crash. And so there's no getting like back to emails, responding to DMs, responding to comments, planning my workday for the next day, which I would frequently do at night with like a cup of tea, even if it was like 20, 30 minutes on my computer. There is none of that on weeks like this. Truly, I crash as soon as I get them to bed. I will say last night I did a little bit of reading. Girls, I made it through 3 pages. By the time I took my magnesium breakthrough, I made a Tulsi tea last night. I started a crock pot dinner, and then I read 3 pages of my book, and I completely knocked out, like to the point where my book was in bed next to me this morning when I woke up. So I'm gonna do some rebounding to get the blood moving, to get the lymphatic system flowing, because we know the lymphatic system does not have a pump. We'll see if I need to shower. I did shower and blow dry my hair last night, and I did like put on my makeup this morning already. I got ready, but we'll see if I need to shower before I head over to the school, to the media room. I also have to finish up our November challenge, because when I'm filming this, it's 2 weeks prior to our November challenge launching inside Living Well. When you're seeing this video though, the November challenge will already be open for you to RSVP, and it will be starting the Sunday after this video goes live. So this video goes live on the 30th, and so the November challenge will kick off on November 2nd. So it's actually really good timing when you're seeing this video. So I have to finish everything up from the November challenge. I have a really busy day, but on very busy days when I need to be super focused, I have to pour into my own cup first. And we've been talking a lot about this. I need to move you guys up. This is like a weird angle. I'm feeling like weird. I also see my phone like lighting up a whole bunch behind you girls, so I hope I'm not getting feedback. Pouring into my own cup. So I shared my lab review with you 2 weeks ago when you're seeing this video, and then last week I shared with you about how I care for women during all different phases of their life as a practitioner, how I pour into my clients that are going through perimenopause and menopause. During these times when I am doing solo mom work, solo practitioner work, solo content creation work, except for my amazing video editor who does much of like the cutting for the video. I always do the music and little like final Jessica touches. But much of this is on my own. And so I have realized now more than ever over the last few months of being back on the solo mom train, where Kaya gets on that airplane every Monday and flies home every Thursday night or Friday, how much I have to take care of myself. And I cannot show up as the best version of me for any of my clients, for my children, for my husband, for my parents, for my girlfriends. I cannot show up as the best version of myself if I'm not taking care of myself. We can't do it all of the time, but we can do our very darn best. And I'm asking that out of you girls. I'm asking you to just try your best to pour into your cup, and the November challenge is the perfect opportunity to do that inside Living Well. I'll have more information for you in the description box down below. But I'm begging of you in this season that we're moving into November and into December with the holidays, I'm begging of you to come along with me and try your very best to even pour in 15 minutes of self-care. I've had my protein I've had my lemon ginger tonic, my protein coffee, and my clean simple eats. Check, 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 okay? Build from there. A little bit of rebounding, build from there. Then we'll head upstairs, we'll take our supplements, I'll get ready to head over to the school. And again, it's an hour that I probably could really use into the office, but my son is in 5th grade, and I absolutely refuse to not take every single opportunity to be in that building with him, because starting next year, I won't have that. So I refuse. So I'm going to pour into myself. I'm going to pour into my children. I'm going to pour into my content and into my practice today. And I want you girls, I hope that you girls can find some inspiration to find little pockets of time where you can also pour into yourself as we move into this very busy season. So let's get to rebounding. And then after that, I just know that I will feel so sharp. I actually feel really sharp today. I got incredible rest, as mentioned. I drank that Tulsi tea. I took 2 of those magnesium breakthroughs, and I zonked out while reading all of 3 pages of my book. But I know after rebounding, I'm going to feel even better. Okay, girls, that felt so good. I have to say I'm a little winded. Whenever I add the kettlebell, it makes me winded. Today's not the day, but I'm going to go into the research about weighted vest because I have one. You girls have seen me use it. The research with weighted vest and bone density. So I love walking with a weighted vest. I love that all the girlies are walking with a weighted vest. But when it comes to improving bone density, it actually doesn't work unless you're rebounding with the weighted vest on. There's a whole lot of science to substantiate this. And I know I see like on TikTok and Instagram, all the girls walking with their weighted vest. And it's great. That's great for cardiovascular health because, you know, it adds extra weight to you. But if you're actually looking to impact the bone density, walking with it on doesn't do it. So I either rebound with, if I'm just doing it for lymphatic drainage, kind of like I did today, and for cognition, I just will rebound a little bit, pick up a kettlebell for a little bit, just to get that blood flowing, just to get that lymph system, and then to oxygenate my brain and boost my heart rate. But if I'm actually doing it for a workout, that's when I will pop on the weighted vest. So now that I've gotten that in, I have to be out of here in 22 minutes. I didn't get too sweaty, and plus it's pouring down rain, and I had to be outdoors at soccer tonight, so I don't think I'm going to shower. I'm not like, as you can see, I'm just like a little shiny. I'm not like sweaty. So I think I'm going to just head up and get dressed, but first I want to take my morning supplements. It is pouring down rain. It is the very end of October. Vitamin D is important now more than ever. When it comes to mood and hormones and anxiety and stress and any low mood and feelings of feeling blue as we kind of move into these darker, cooler months, then getting your vitamin D in is so important. So I'm going to do 5,000 IUs. I held that for 30 seconds. And alongside of that, I'm going to be taking one of the Biooptimizer's magnesium breakthroughs. Also, I'm loving this new bottle. The cap is brand new to me. So I was so excited when this arrived. I was like, ooh, this is a nice big opening for the magnesium, especially at night when I'm taking multiple of them. So every morning I take 5,000 to 10,000, depending on the day, how I'm feeling, how much I've been out in the sun. 5,000 to 10,000 international units, also based on my blood work. If you missed that video, I'll have it linked for you in the description box down below, because we went through my levels and my magnesium was absolutely pristine. Like the best of the best optimal range, along with my vitamin D. My vitamin D was actually perfectly in optimal range. That was 2 weeks ago from when you're seeing this video. But every single morning I take my vitamin D with one of the magnesium breakthroughs. In addition to that, I also take one of the magnesium breakthroughs every day around 2:45 to kind of end my workday and start the second half of my day, where I turn into a professional Uber driver for every single soccer field in town. And then I take 2 magnesium breakthrough before bed to get the most incredible, deep, restful sleep. I either pair that with like a nighttime, evening drink to help with sleep, or a tea. Lemon balm or Tulsi tea tend to be my go-tos. Sometimes I'll do peppermint tea or spearmint tea if I'm looking for a little assistance with digestion, or a milk thistle tea, but most nights it's lemon balm or a Tulsi tea. And the incredible thing about the magnesium breakthrough is you hear me talking about it to get incredible sleep, and how I knocked out last night, was only able to read 3 pages of my book. But as you hear me say that, you're like, well, wait a minute, why are you taking it right now with your vitamin D? And that is because your magnesium is necessary to help you metabolize and synthesize your vitamin D. For utilization purposes, you want to pair always your vitamin D with magnesium every single day. I highly recommend that. Also, if you drink caffeine, I just said I finished my protein coffee. If you drink caffeine, and if you've ever experienced stress in your life, then in those moments, your body's response is to deplete your magnesium levels. And the beautiful part of the magnesium breakthrough is that it does contain 7 elemental forms of magnesium in one convenient capsule. So this magnesium right now is not going to make me crash like I did last night with literally my red light book light and my book right next to me in bed, and I was like half sitting up. It's not going to do that to me right now. Actually, it's going to help with cognition. It's going to help with my energy, my cellular energy, my ATP, my mitochondria. It's going to help me focus throughout my day because of all of the 7 elemental forms of magnesium. Similarly, I take one at 2:45 to kind of help me break apart my workday when I'm like really analytical, I'm focused on things, or I'm in like a creative space, I'm filming content, and then the kids get off the bus and it's like, whew, there's stuff everywhere. I feel overstimulated, but not really, because there's stuff everywhere. It's easy to feel overstimulated. It's like, get the snack, hurry up, unpack the backpack, do the homework, do the reading, get your cleats on, get your socks on, shin guards, and out the door we go to soccer 7 days a week. Ronan is playing with 2 teams currently, literally with 2 teams right now. So it is 7 days a week. So in order to shut down from that mode of being like the practitioner, the analytical, or the content creator, to mom mode, I rely heavily on this magnesium because it helps me tremendously shift gears, and it just feels like a big, deep inhale and exhale. That's how it feels at 2:45. And then of course, 2 right before bed to get the most incredible, deep, restful sleep. You've heard me say this for nearly 4 years. I've been working with Biooptimizers for what will be 4 years in December. I have not missed a day of the magnesium breakthrough in 4 years. I mean, literally, I think I like looked back at one point and I looked at my sleep score. There may have been 1, max 2. I kind of like vaguely remember one day when we were traveling and we ran out. Kaya thinks there was 2 days. So he would maybe like rebuke this and be like, Jessica, I think there's been 2 days in 4 years. But honest to goodness, that shows you in 4 years, I don't miss a day. I don't miss a day. This product has changed my life unlike any other supplement has. For me to say that is a massive statement. And I've also mentioned this, aside from the greens that my husband drinks every single morning, The only other supplement, even somebody who's studied nutraceuticals and supplemental science, whose husband lives with them, well, not during the week though, apparently, he does not miss. He has an entire bottle right now with him down in North Carolina. He literally has an entire bottle with him of the Magnesium Breakthrough because he does not miss a day. That is how life-altering this product is. This one will be here forever and always. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this, get changed, head over to the school. I'm restocking the shelves in the media room today, but anything to kind of like be around my guy and be in the building is like top priority for me this year. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I need to blow out this candle though first. My Rocasa pumpkin spice just ran out 2 days ago. I'm not going to purchase another one though because I've already ordered the Christmas one, and 3 days after seeing this video, it is full-blown Christmas mode here in my house. It brings me joy. I know Thanksgiving, I love Thanksgiving, and I celebrate it the Wednesday before and the day of. Everything else is Christmas. It honestly nourishes my inner child because I had a really magical childhood. Like, I know many people are like, I had a terrible childhood. I had a magical childhood, especially when it came to the holidays, because I came from big families on both sides, and it just was like the most incredible, like my grandparents on both sides and my parents made Christmas like truly like storybook vibes, like honest to goodness. And so I want to give that to my children, and that starts November 1st. So I do have to blow out this candle. This one is delicious, number one. Hot, yeah, hot. So this is the leaves, non-toxic, girls, the only ingredients. I'm gonna put it here on screen because, so this is the amber leaves. The only ingredients are like coconut oil and essential oils. Also very, very clean. Just a different price point than the Rocasa. I also just love that Rocasa pumpkin spice, but this has been amazing. So I'm burning this one because my pumpkin spice just ran out 2 days ago, and I don't want to order another one like 10 days before Halloween, knowing we're shifting gears very quickly to Christmas. So let's take our magnesium, get changed, and head over to the school and hopefully stay dry. Stay tuned. I went to sit in the office to finish off the November challenge, which is going to be amazing, amazing, amazing way to end the year because it's all about a deep nourish reset. Like, talk about winding down the year on a high note. But as I sat down, I could feel myself feeling chilly. I turned up the heat. I was gonna reach for the heated blanket. And while I love that heated blanket and I share it all of the time, on a day like today where it's so gloomy and so rainy, and I've kind of switched tasks, like I was here with you girls creating content, I was doing a bunch of email responses this morning, and then I had to leave the house and go like be in mom mode. And now I'm back here. My brain's kind of like, wait, where are we? What are we doing? And on a day like that, if I would have sat down and wrapped myself up with that heated blanket, it was not gonna go in my favor. I was not going to be productive. So I made a ginseng tea. I just did a peppermint balm. You all know I love this oh so very much. If you haven't seen the Instagram reel or the YouTube short that I've done about peppermint balms, I will have that linked for you in the description box down below. But it is like the most simplistic thing you can do. So I had lunch, I took my afternoon supplements, I had all my morning supplements, my vitamin D, my magnesium, drinking my ginseng tea, but I needed like something. So I was like, we're gonna stand and work here at the counter and we're gonna do peppermint balm. So you quite literally take 1 to 2 drops peppermint oil. You rub your hands together as fast as you can to create friction. Rub, 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 rub. Go fast, fast, fast. Also, I was just saying this on Instagram because I just shared this on Instagram. You can do this with lavender if you're feeling like overwhelmed or a little anxious about something. I've done that before with the kids, especially Ronan. I did it with Ronan during soccer tryouts. He was so nervous, and he knows like all the breathing techniques. We also use like different frequencies. I mean, you girls aren't surprised to hear me say that. We use tapping, we use frequencies, we use, you know, all the modalities from saffron to different adaptogens with the kids, but different flower essences, we use all of the things. But I had him do a little bit of lavender balm before because it's very hands-on and tactical and you can feel it immediately and it helps calm down any nerves. Lavender, it's also great for before bed. So now that I've been rubbing, you don't have to rub that long. I was just chatty with you girls. So you rub, 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 and then you inhale. And you open your eyes, it definitely gets into your eyes. It doesn't burn, it just makes my eyes water. This is just like waking me up. I just did a round before I got in camera with you guys, which is why I was able to be so, you know, high energy. I was feeling a little bit low energy there in the office. So I got myself up, I changed locations. I added a little bit more hot water to my ginseng tea. I'm waiting for my supplements and my lunch to kind of kick in. But you know, I get this all the time where people are like, everything looks perfect. Like you're just high energy. You're always in your kitchen, meal prepping foods. I wish that was the case. Like honestly, that's mostly the days I'm here filming with you girls. Other than that, I'm in the office. I'm on Zoom calls. I'm reviewing labs. I'm working on my computer, editing content, putting content out. Not the fun stuff of like always prepping, but I do prep on the weekends for sure to make sure that I'm in a good place. But I feel like so often we can see, you know, a 35-minute long video and think that I'm always high energy. I will say generally as a person, I'm like a glass half full kind of girl. Like it's just always who I've been. Like that's just my personality type. So I think I've always just like looked for the good in life. It's just innately who I am. My parents are also like very happy people and that's just like kind of who we are. Also, I do, you know, the things, I eat the right foods, I hydrate properly, I try my best to take care of myself, I try my best to get good sleep. But I don't sleep that great when Kaya is gone. And so he's been traveling. And so I do tend to wake up a little bit more frequently when he's not here. So maybe that's also that, plus the weather is also why, you know, getting back into the swing of things on my laptop is a little bit challenging right now. So I'm gonna work on this November challenge. Again, as you're watching this video, the space is, we call it our space. The space is open inside Living Well, so you can RSVP. You can go ahead and join if you're not a member of Living Well. It's 51 cents a day. I would highly encourage you to do so. All of the meal plans, the community, you're going to feel like a different human when you're in there. That's something I can promise you. Like I can promise you that. Otherwise, you can join for free for 2 weeks. If you don't feel like a different human, then you don't have to stay. But I'm going to tell you, if you join and you commit to doing our November challenge, you're gonna feel like a different girl by the end of week 1. That's a promise that I can make to you. So I'm going to get working on this. The overall theme that I have here is that I'm inviting you to turn inward in November. It's a season to slow down. It's a season to savor and reconnect with what truly nourishes you, from your habits to your foods, to your lifestyle practices, to any of the comforting rituals that you have. We are going to do the deep work in November. It's going to be the work that maybe not everybody sees, but it's going to be the work that you absolutely feel. But I'm all about raising the standard of wellness and doing it with intelligence and things that actually move the needle. And so I want to be sure that that really comes through in November for the November challenge. So I'm gonna read through all of this. I'm already feeling really good just from this peppermint balm, girls. Sure, I'm digesting my food and my supplements and I'm hydrated and I have a whole ginseng tea in me, but that goes to show you that you can turn your day around. Like I sat down there and I was like, whew, I could use a nap. I could use a scroll session. What's 30 minutes of scrolling? And I was like, what? No, nope. That's not what we're gonna do. That's not what we're about. So I changed environments. I brought in some really good habits, a little refill on the tea, a little peppermint balm, just the tiny little things. I could even go do a little bit more on the rebounder if I wanted to, or just quite simply jump in place, do a few jumping jacks. You think I'm being silly, but before I get on a live event, I do jumping jacks in my office before I get on lives because it helps me tremendously. So that goes to show you that I was super high energy this morning. I had a little bit of like my brain was trying to process what mode we were in, mom mode, work mode, and it was clearly using a ton of energy to do that. And I was feeling like a little bit depleted. But instead of going with that narrative and feeding into that, shifted it. Changed it, and I hope that you girls feel motivated next time you're feeling that way, that you can quickly change that too. Okay, girls, so it is much later in the evening. I got the kids, I finished all of my computer work this afternoon. I got the kids off the bus, we had dinner, we ran to soccer, and it was a busy night. It is now 7:30 p.m. and I am upstairs getting ready to hop into the shower because that is one of the ways that I fully pour into myself every single night before bed is I have to take the most relaxing shower before bed. It is just an absolute must for me. And I feel like today's video was all about hormones and happiness and rebounding only if it's for 15 minutes, getting your protein in first thing in the morning, getting in your minerals, getting in your magnesium, and filling up your cup, and recognizing during times of the day that maybe your energy or your mood is trailing off. Kind of like what I was saying when I sat down in the office, is that when we notice things, we can redirect. And so I was able to get up, move my body, make that ginseng tea, do that peppermint balm, stand up, work from the countertop, and it really shifted my mood and how I felt throughout the rest of the afternoon. And so also finding times in your day, like your evening time, like I'm about to hop into the shower now, and recognizing how bringing in a relaxing shower with things like dry brushing is one of my favorite ways to do so. So I will hop into the shower before I turn the water on. I will do about 5, not even, like honestly, it takes me all of 5 minutes to dry brush my entire body, especially now that we are in these colder months. My skin will feel so incredibly soft after doing so. So doing that dry brushing, taking that shower, using the products that honestly are just so incredible for my skin. So washing my face with my Rocasa products, topping everything with my antioxidant balm from Primally Pure. This is just a really beautiful way to signal to my body that it's time to wind down. After I do this, I'm going to head downstairs, make a lemon balm tea, and take 2 more of my magnesium breakthrough to get the most incredible, deep, restful sleep. But the thing with hormones and happiness is, 1, you have to fill in those buckets. You have to fill in your nutrient buckets. Adequate protein, adequate fiber, adequate fat, and hormone healthy carbs throughout your day. You also have to hydrate properly with those minerals, not just drinking endless amounts of water without doing so strategically by adding minerals. You also have to get your movement in. It was pouring down rain earlier today, so I couldn't go outside and get my steps in. So I hopped on the rebounder, and it did wonders for my mental acuity, my ability to show up and be sharp, even having to switch tasks by heading over to the school and then coming back into the office. So there is so much that we can do to influence our hormones to ensure that we feel our best and therefore to feel happier. And if you do want more support, then when you're seeing this video, it is open. It just opened the day before this video goes live. Our November reset, as I've been saying, it's our deep nourish, reset. So I would love to have you join us for the next 4 weeks. It's a really beautiful way to reset your hormones, to reset your energy, to reset your mood, and to tap into gratitude, and to do so from a functional nutrition standpoint. So I'm going to go ahead and dry brush and hop into the shower, but I want to thank you girls so much for hanging out with me today, and so much for hanging out with me through the fall season. I feel like this season has been so comforting and so transformative, and it's going to be very soon that we switch to holiday content, and I'm very excited for that always and forever, but especially this year. But I want to thank you girls so much for hanging out with me today and for watching today's video. And if you like today's video, you can let me know by giving a big thumbs up. And now the subscribe button is right over here on the screen. Give that a click, that way you don't miss a single video, and I hope to see you back here next Thursday.